Hello again. I've been, I know I've only put like three, three videos out there so far. And I've seen there have been people that have looked at them and everything. And I just wanted to come out to you guys. I'm brand new at this stuff. I've never done anything like this before. Even in high school, I didn't put myself out there for people to critique or anything like that. I was never got involved in drama club or any, hell. My school was so small we didn't have a drama club. They just said we're going to put on a play, and whoever wanted to be in the play showed up. They might have three, four different roles. That's where I'm coming from. I've put out some videos out there that told you where I'm coming from, my some of my background. Um, if any of you have any knowledge of how this works, I'd really appreciate it if you could put something in the comments or something like that would give me an idea of where I could go with this, because my mind says that you can go to the moon and back with it. It this is the wave of the future, and I want to be on it for as long as I'm going to be part of that future. If you have any sort of comments, um, critiques, I'm not looking for. It's like I said with my writing. I'm not looking for just two words, "you suck," and then you don't say anything more. Give me something to work with. Um, I want to try and get it monetized, make something of it. Another thing, I'm starting out with bare bones. I got little ear devices, and that's been my computer. So, you know, I'm starting from ground zero. So if and the way I've seen the world work, if you start out at the bottom, if you work at it, which I'm willing to put into work, but I got to have some sort of guidance. I'm willing to put in the work, and if you put in the work in the American culture and the American economy, you can make something of nothing. That's been proven for 250 years now. I just need some sort of guidance. I'd appreciate it if any of you that see these videos could give me that guidance, even if it's just, hey, look into this, because I will read the comments. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Rumble, and I'm on X. Right now, that's all I got access to. I, I'll start with that. Um, you know, give an old jarhead a chance. I, I'd love to be part of this. Um, if you have questions for me, put them in the comments. If I've been all around the Mediterranean. I've been to Italy. I've been to Spain. As they said, this is going to get a little bit spicy, but we said in the Marine Corps, I've been to Italy. I've been to Spain. I've been along the coast of Maine, but I'll never be happy. I'll never be free till I screw the Corps like the Corps screwed me. Well, I've been to Italy. I've been to Spain, and I've been along the coast of Maine, or at least sat in an airport in Spain, in Maine. But I'd love to make a go of this. Um, little bit more about my background. I'm unemployed. I'm, you know, trying to make something out of nothing, and this is the only country that you can do that in. Um, I got faith in my country. I got faith in our system. I just need somebody to step out and say, "Hey, why don't you try this? Hey, why don't you do this? Hey, I saw somebody do this with this. You know, give me some sort of guidance, some sort of ideas. If you got any questions for me, what is it like in Israel? What is it like in Italy? What is it like in Spain? I've been around the world. I've been to Japan, Korea, Norway. I've been all around the Mediterranean. Um, I'm just trying to make a go of it. Um, I've, I've also been trying to find work outside of the home, but number one, I don't have a vehicle, so it's kind of hard for me to get any job. We got a small town, but getting a job on the other end of town is all well and good, but we are in Wisconsin. And come the winter months, it gets kind of difficult to walk. So that's where I'm looking at right now. Gave me ideas on formatting. How I'd love to get somebody in here or do some sort of joint thing with somebody so that we talk and bounce things off of each other, and you can view that and feed us questions, feed us comments, feed us anything. um, I'm not looking to get into a shouting match with people. I, I'm a Marine. We don't shout at each other. We just carry ammunition. That's where I'm sitting. Um, I don't know what else can I tell you. Uh, let's see, where did I leave off? My last video, I left off where I had just come back from the Marine Corps. All right, after the Marine Corps, I worked in a printing company for 10 years, worked in the bindery, and basically I spent 10 years making junk mail. All that stuff that filled up your mailbox that you wanted to curse somebody out about, well, here I am. Um, after after that, I went into construction. I did everything from stick frame building to pole barns. I worked for Cleary Pole Barns for a year. Um, I worked in stick frame building for about 3 years. I spent about 5 years in construction. Um, my last job, I went to college for 4 years. My last job was I was a night manager for a grocery store, and I did that for 10 years, 9 years. So I've run kind of the gamut for jobs, for experiences. I've the managing job at the local grocery store I did for 9 years, and the whole time I was the night manager. I closed that store every night for 9 years. Um, no, just uh, give me a hint, give me a clue as to what I can do with this. Um, I know there's probably a million people out there that have more knowledge of this than I do. But knowledge isn't good unless it's shared. Um, give me some ideas, some thoughts, some observances. I know I'm not the most photogenic person in the world. Um, I know I kind of resemble Santa Claus. Um, you know, give me a critique on my beard. I sometimes I put beads in it, so um, I don't think the beard is going anywhere anytime soon. As you can see, I kind of like my hair, even though it's thinning. But um, I appreciate it if you could just give me an idea. If you're say I've got a cat, every once in a while I could probably show her on here. Um, I take a lot of pride in being descended from Vikings. I know Viking isn't it's more of a job description than it is a class of people or a race of people, but I am descended from Vikings. I've traced my ancestry back to 870 AD to the first king of Norway, Harald Hårfagre. Um, I take pride in that. I kind of got a light, light-handed um, comment I made to somebody. They asked me why I joined the Marine Corps. I said, well, half my ancestry comes from Vikings. A quarter comes from Highland clans, and another quarter comes from Saxons. Shipborne shock troops are kind of a family tradition. Um, so that's that's what I'm working with. I'd appreciate it. Any sort of guidance anybody can give me, any sort of tips. I, you know, I'm I'm down to not wanting to run my, for lack of a better word, run my ass ragged, trying to, keep up with a bunch of young people. Um, this is about the easiest way I know that I can keep up with the young people, because I know in construction I couldn't do it. I was in my upper 30s when I started in construction, and those 20 somethings run me ragged. Um, for being almost 60, I feel I'm in relatively good shape, although I do have kind of a spare tire, but my ass still fits in the chair. Um, I'm very patriotic. I'm very pro Second Amendment. I'm very pro um, freedom of speech. I'm more the conservative side, but I'm still liberal enough to say once you're 18 and you're on your own, you do what you sleep with who you want, you do what you want with your body. That's entirely up to you. I'd probably, well, half the stuff I'd probably advise you against, but that's my opinion. And that's all it is my opinion. And those are free. Um, any sort of advice. I'll take advice. I got a pretty thick skin. Um, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear about you. I, you know, I'd love to hear your stories too. Um, who knows? Somewhere in the future, we may do one of those joint things that I was talking about. Where you and I converse through the computer, and we make a tape, or do it live. But we put it out there and let people, comment on what we did. I'd love to do something like that. Um, like I said, I don't want to get into uh, a verbal war. I'm not about that. I've done my war. Don't want that. We can agree to disagree. That's allowed. And I really appreciate, you know, if you like what I'm doing, you know, hit the like button on YouTube or Rumble or X, or wherever this takes me. You know, let me know you like it. Don't just, I've got, well, on one of my videos it said 51 people looked at it, but there wasn't one comment. I really appreciate the comments, really appreciate the advice. Um, just I'm just asking for you to give an old guy a chance. Um, I want to do something with this, and like I said, I'm not old enough to go running around anymore. So I'm trying this out. Um, when I was in the Marine Corps, I did take my experience up to this point with computers and technology. I took a course. This was back when they had the ICS courses where you got it through the mail, you know, like online colleges now. I took an ICS course on computer programming. By the time I got done with the course, I was already out of date. I I learned like 3 or 4 different um, languages. COBOL, C, C plus, C plus plus. I learned all those, and soon as um, soon as I got into the newer languages that basically grew just by people using them, I was out of date. All my computing knowledge was worthless. So this is totally brand new for me. The internet is totally brand new for me. Well, not brand new. I've been I've been going online and stuff, and learned how to navigate around Google, but I'm still learning. And I have a grandmother, or I had a grandmother who was a teacher, and I still remember to this day. She told me, anyone that says they know everything hasn't learned anything. And that's me. I'm always learning. I'm always wanting to learn, but I can't learn if nobody tells me. So, like I said before, give an old guy a shot. Uh, I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to reading your comments, and hopefully I'll hear from you or talk to you in the future. So until then, I guess take this. I'll cut this. This will probably be the longest video I've made. So until the next time, Semper Fi.